Sit down, stop what you're doing, and listen close. I'm 73 years old. I've watched my own reflection fade from store windows. I've seen people's eyes slide past me in the grocery line like I was a ghost they couldn't be bothered to see. I've lived long enough to know the feeling that's eating you alive right now. The feeling that you used to matter to someone, somewhere, and now you're just furniture in a room nobody visits anymore. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to show you the 5 signs that you're becoming invisible in your own life. Not to make you feel worse, to wake you up before you disappear completely. You think you've got time. You think you've got decades left to figure this out. But I've buried friends who thought the same thing. I've sat at gravesides and watched them lower people down who still had lists of things they were going to get to tomorrow. Tomorrow comes faster than you think, and the world will let you disappear. It will let you fade. It will let you become a shadow in your own home, in your own body, in your own heart. The world won't stop you. The world won't say, "Hey, come back. You're still here. You're still needed." You have to catch yourself before you're gone. You have to learn to see the signs before you can't see yourself at all. Let me tell you about the 5 signs. You listen close now. Sign number 1, you wake up and you don't know why. You open your eyes in the morning and there's nothing pulling you forward. No reason to swing your legs out of bed. No one waiting for you. Nothing you're supposed to do that matters to anyone. The alarm goes off and you lie there and you ask yourself, what's the point of today? That's a dangerous question. That's the first crack in the dam. That's the water starting to seep through. I had a friend named Earl. Good man. Worked 47 years at the same lumber yard. Retired at 68. By the time he turned 71, he was staying in bed until 11 in the morning. He'd lie there and stare at the ceiling and count the cracks in the plaster. His wife, Ruth, she'd call me and say, "Helen, he won't get up. He won't eat. He just lies there like he's already dead." Earl told me once when I went to sit with him, he said, "Helen, I wake up and there's nothing, no reason, no purpose. I used to have men waiting for me to open the gate. Now there's just this ceiling." He faded, that man. He faded like a photograph left in the sun. He didn't know why he was waking up, so eventually he stopped really living altogether. The hard truth is this: if you don't know why you're waking up, you're already becoming invisible to yourself. And if you're invisible to yourself, nobody else can see you either. Sign number 2, people stop asking for your opinion. You used to be the one people came to, the one with answers, the one with experience, the one who had seen enough and done enough to know how things work. Now you sit at the table and people talk around you. They talk over you. They make decisions and plans, and they don't even glance your way to see if you've got anything to add. I watched this happen to my friend Beatrice. Beatrice raised 4 children, ran a household with nothing but grit and a small budget, managed the church fund for 20 years. People used to line up to ask Beatrice what they should do. But when she hit 68, something changed. Her children started making plans about her house, her money, her future. They'd have these conversations right in front of her. "We should sell the house. We should move Mom into assisted living. We should take the car away." Nobody asked Beatrice. Nobody said, "Mom, what do you think?" She came to me one afternoon and she was crying. She said, Helen, I'm in the room and they're talking about my life and I'm not even there. That's what invisibility feels like. It's not being seen when you're standing right in front of someone. It's having your years, your wisdom, your everything reduced to just a problem other people need to solve. If nobody asks you what you think anymore, you need to ask yourself why you're still sitting there letting them make you invisible. Sign number 3, you can't remember the last time someone truly listened. There's a difference between hearing and listening. People hear your voice. They hear you talk. They hear the sounds coming out of your mouth, but they're not listening. They're not taking it in. They're not holding your words like something precious. I met a woman named Margaret at the pharmacy one day. She was standing in line and I could see she had something heavy on her mind. I asked her how she was doing, and she looked at me like I was the first person to ask that question in years. She told me she'd been trying to tell her daughter something important, something about her health, something about a decision she needed help making. And every time she tried to bring it up, her daughter changed the subject, or looked at her phone, or said, "We'll talk about it later, Mom." Margaret looked me in the eye and she said, "Helen, nobody listens to me. I talk and people nod, and then they do exactly what they were going to do anyway. It doesn't matter what I say. My words just float up into the air and disappear. That's a lonely place to be. That's a cold place to sit. When you realize your words don't matter anymore, you start to wonder if you matter anymore. And the terrible thing is, you start to stop talking. You stop trying. You just close your mouth and let the silence take over. And that's when you're really invisible. Sign number 4, you feel like you're living in a memory. You look at your life and it feels like something that used to be real, something that used to be yours, but now it's like you're watching a movie about someone else's life. You see old photographs and you recognize the face. You see your children when they were small. You see your husband or your wife the way they used to look. You see the house you used to live in, the car you used to drive, the job you used to have, and none of it feels like it happened to you. I've known this feeling. I've sat in my own kitchen and looked at my own hands and wondered whose hands those were. They're old, they're lined, they're spotted, they're not the hands I remember. My friend Ruth felt this so hard she started losing time. She'd go to the store and come home and not remember driving. She'd make a cup of tea and sit and stare at the steam and think about her mother, her grandmother, all the women who came before her. She said to me, "Helen, I feel like I'm already a ghost, like I'm already gone and I just haven't stopped breathing yet." If you feel like you're living in a memory, if the present doesn't feel real to you, that's a sign you've already started disappearing. The life you're living now isn't a memorial. It's still your life. It's still yours to do something with. Sign number 5. You can't name 5 things that bring you joy anymore. Think about it. Right now. Just think. Can you name 5 things? 5 small, simple things that make you feel alive, that make you feel like yourself, that make you happy just because they exist and you can experience them. If you can't, you're in trouble. Joy is like water in a stream. It has to keep moving. It has to keep flowing. If it stops, if it pools up and goes still, it gets stagnant. It gets muddy. It gets bad. When I was young, I could name dozens. The sound of rain on a tin roof, the smell of pine needles after a storm, the way the canyon walls look at sunset, the feel of good dirt in my hands, the sound of a friend's laughter. Now, I've seen people my age who can't name one single thing that brings them joy. I visited a man named Harold in the hospital last year. He was 79. He had a fine life, a good marriage, successful children, grandchildren who loved him, and I asked him what brought him joy. And he looked at me with these tired eyes and he said, "I don't remember what joy feels like, Helen. You can't live like that. You can't be invisible and joyless and expect to make it through. Joy is what makes you visible. Joy is what makes you glow. Joy is what makes people look at you and see a light. Without joy, you're just a shape in the dark." Now, here's the part you don't want to hear, the hard part. You've listened to these 5 signs, and maybe some of them hit home. Maybe you recognized yourself in one of them, maybe in all of them. But the harder question isn't about the signs. The harder question is about you. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to sit there and let yourself fade? Are you going to let people talk over you and around you until you're nothing but furniture? Are you going to wake up tomorrow and stare at the ceiling and ask yourself why you bothered to open your eyes? Or are you going to do something? You're not too old. You're not too tired. You're not too far gone. But you have to choose. You have to decide. You have to put your feet on the floor and stand up and say, "I'm still here. I still matter. I still have something to give." I'm not telling you it's going to be easy. I'm not telling you people are going to make space for you. You have to make your own space. You have to claim your own ground. You have to look the world in the eye and say, "I'm not invisible. I'm right here. Here's what I want you to do." One small thing. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, before you do anything else, you name one thing you're grateful for, one thing that's good, one thing that's real, one thing that reminds you you're alive. And then you do something with that feeling. You call someone, you write a letter, you walk outside and you feel the sun on your face. You make yourself visible. You don't have to be invisible. You don't have to fade. You don't have to be a ghost in your own life. Down in the comments, tell me which one of these 5 signs hit you the hardest. Just the number, just the one. I read every one. The fire's burning low. The light's going down behind the rocks. You've got fewer evenings ahead than behind. Don't waste a single one.